Hi.
If possible, could my staff come up front? We have a real quick presentation for you, and we want to talk about something that we believe is a great opportunity for y'all to be able to take advantage of in the upcoming months. One of the really important things to understand is that as we're moving towards this service to the buildings mentality with professional development. If you look over here on the right, there's 3 of my staff. We have 2 new staff members. I didn't announce them earlier because I wanted to try to tie them into the presentation that we've got right now. But over on the side, we've got Christy Cryer, Natasha Strayer. Both of them are new hires, and the principals of the schools are not very happy with me, and I understand that because they are outstanding. But what we're really looking at trying to do is provide enhanced service levels in the second semester. Kristen Drury, we've been lucky to have this entire school year. And finally, up in the front, Liz Walhoff can't make it today. She came down with the flu, but we do have Tiffany Leishak, and Tiffany's been the lead on a program we've called Change Agent this year. And the Change Agent program, we really came forward with a couple of ideas on this. One, we wanted to try to enhance the understanding of professional development as it relates to this backward design process that we've been putting into the building. So we wanted to do some work on that. But secondly, what we really wanted to do was to try to communicate in a different way with the schools. And we wanted to push this out to the schools. And it's unique for a couple of reasons. One, the administrators that are in this program are actually compensated, which is kind of a strange thing, but that's coming from my budget that we're doing that. But we're taking that administrator and a teacher leader in their building, selected by the principal. And what we're doing then is we're trying to coordinate all these learning and leadership ideas that are happening within your building right now, talking about the GVC people, talking with the BASS advocates, the GUDA people, the IT, the tech specialists, trying to come out with a comprehensive plan for all of these people to be able to do this. So we have a couple of outcomes for today, since we're all about outcomes. Administrators will evaluate the benefits of participation in this program, because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a 1.5 version of this, and we'll understand the requirements for participation in 1.5.
I think the biggest benefit is just the ability to build my own capacity, especially around this whole idea of backward planning, and then making sure that our professional development plan was aligned with our outcomes. And I know there's that element, well, of course it should be, but this made it very intentional to make sure that we were very clear on, these are our outcomes for professional development. These are the strategies that we're going to use to get to those outcomes, and everything had to be aligned, even thinking about our assessments as well. The capacity building piece just comes from all this kind of sharing, I guess, the struggle, so to speak, and embracing that change, being able to talk and communicate with each other, share ideas, and it's that whole teacher kind of, on all of us, that beg, borrow, steal kind of things. Mm-hmm. We were working together, and there was there's a power in a group. And you didn't feel like you were doing it by yourself, because we all kind of started in the same place. But also with that, we've had the ability to kind of go at our own pace. And so there are schools who are, where they are along this change continuum is very differentiated, I guess, if that works. But yet we're all focusing on a common goal, and we can all share our learnings and with one another. And so it's been a huge benefit in that regard. And then there's support from professional development all along the way. It really is differentiated PD based on where you are with your backward plan, so it's been great.
We had a little bit of the kung fu movie dubbing going on with the speech there. Thank you, George, for speaking to the Change Agent program. Sedalia is part of our group that started last July. The group that will start in January, we're calling it version 1.5 because it's not exactly a 2.0 version quite yet. We understand that anybody who's interested in participating in January is going to be at quite a different place than our folks who started in July, because we've all grown so much with this backward planning journey in the last 6 months. So just to talk a little bit about benefits of participation, and George talked to this a little bit, we really are working towards that clear definition of district programming in order to align to your school's PD plan. That differentiation piece is huge. We don't want anybody to think that this is like a prescriptive program. You have to do your PD this way. It's all about taking what you're doing in your schools and helping support that through alignment to our district's initiatives. Also, the ability to work collaboratively with other schools has been a huge benefit of being part of the program, as well as that time to work with your team that comes to Change Agent. We try to build a lot of work time into each of our sessions every single time we meet. Again, so that time to plan as a school team and with support from district staff. The Center for Professional Development, those of us who are PD coordinators, actually work with one specific school and spend not only time as a large group working together, but time one-on-one with each of our schools as well. So there's a lot of that coaching working together with individual support, not just whole group support. All right, so the requirements, we do ask that one administrator and one teacher leader from each building participate. So that can be an assistant principal with a BRT or a principal with a BRT. We want you guys to come in teams to work through this. There is about one meeting per month, and because it's half of a year, those meetings will run January through June. Those dates are already set. I'll show you guys where those dates are at too, so you can take a look at those. We do run this as a blended learning program. Sometimes we meet face-to-face. Sometimes we meet online all together for a few hours and do those individual coaching sessions as well. So we are trying to do that blended learning idea to where not every single session is you have to drive to Castle Rock for a 4-hour meeting. And ultimately, our outcome is that our participants will develop a backward plan professional development plan, anywhere from a 1 to 3 year plan for your site, okay, with what you need to do specifically there. And that you will work collaboratively with the Center for Professional Development and also with other schools. All right, so resources and the sign up. If you're interested in participating in version 1.5, if you're not currently in the Change Agent program and you'd like to sign up, in Edmodo, we have 2 documents. One is an informational document, which I'll show you guys very briefly here in just a second. And the second piece is really for everyone in the room, whether or not you're a current Change Agent person or want to join in the future or aren't interested at all, that's okay. We do want to gather some feedback from you guys as a group about PD needs in the system. So I'll go through these couple of documents first here for you. Or maybe not. Okay, I'll walk you guys through it. In Edmodo, in that folder, and I'll post them to the wall for you guys too, there's an informational document that has the stipend information available on it, and as well as the outcomes of the program and the meeting dates. So we'll make sure that's on the Edmodo wall. And then that second piece, that PD needs assessment, we'll post that link straight on the wall. It's in the folder for the group right now, but if you guys, it's really short. It's like 4 questions. If you could just take a few minutes to fill that needs assessment out for us, it would be really helpful in our strategic planning moving forward from this point on about PD needs for the system. At the end of that PD needs survey, there is a spot for you to indicate your interest in being a member of the Change Agent 1.5 program that will start in January. So we'll take that list of folks who are interested and use that as the basis for our second rounds of signups.
The way
Let me pull that up real quick.
The way that this worked first time out, the people that were meeting for 10 months, the stipend was $1,500 for both the teacher and the administrator that participated in the program. This is half of it. It'll be $750 that will be, that's the stipend component. The part to understand is there is one 4-hour time block set aside, but it's not necessarily always traveling. The time block, 2 hours could be an online session, 2 hours could be a work session. The key piece to this is that we're really looking at trying to pace appropriately and differentiate the development within whatever school that you have. The big difference, the people that have been doing this all year, it was kind of nice because they were aligning their PD plan that they had to this year and kind of working their way through it. We realize that a lot of you have your PD plan for this year. It's set and you're doing things with that, but we want to kind of open it up for you and allow the opportunity to say, well, what does this really mean this year and next year? And we're gonna adjust that so that it can be meaningful to you and we can help you differentiate whatever you need from our office. Those really wonderful people that I introduced to you earlier in the session, they're out at your schools. They're going to be coming and visiting you and once again providing you support in areas that you designate for us to be able to do. Kif, anything?
We do have 32 schools that are participating right now, so chances are there's somebody near you that is a current participant in the program. So if you have questions, ask at your table. I'm sure folks who are members of the Change Agent program would be happy to share their experiences with you as well. I hope, guys, right, that I didn't throw you out there. Yeah, let me post it. I was trying to get to Edmodo, but by clicking on that, I apparently broke the computer up here. Sorry, Dorinda. So I'll post them on the Edmodo wall. Kristen says it's already on there. So if you guys look on the wall, you should be able to click on that informational one-pager, and at the very bottom, the dates for the spring meetings should already be listed there.
I think one other key on this is, depending on the school, we have APs involved, we have BRTs, or teacher leaders. There are some problems. I know when you're talking about getting subs, we've dealt with that. We help finance those pieces and do that. The key piece is we talked in the Learning and Leadership program, we were really trying to spread the leadership pieces out to the teachers. We think it's important to have teacher voice coming from your building. I think it adds a lot of credibility to the program that we're doing right now. So we tried to spread it out a little bit so the same people weren't doing all of these learning and leadership pieces. So we encourage you to do it. Once again, totally voluntary program. But we really think, and talk to some of your friends, talk to some of your colleagues that are in the room. I believe it's really a value add to your building. If nothing else, that I know you don't like to be out of your building, but when you're there, you have time that you can work with your team, and I think great things get accomplished.
Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, let any of us from CPD know.
Yes.
Okay, this is separate but related, and I just hired an assessment PD person, and she will be coordinating the PD for the district and coordinating with master teachers from schools. We already have teachers who are interested in providing professional development and assessment, so I just wanted to add that because I know that is a need, and you've let me know loud and clear that's a need, and so there will be many elements to it, but if you have any high-level needs, I have them captured on that Google form that you sent in, but if you need me to really hear you loud and clear, just send it directly to me. But I wanted to add that to this because it's Chris Funk, and I know that Tony from Douglas is not happy with me right now, but I owe him a big favor. And she's great, and she will be coordinating that work throughout the district.
Thanks, Pat and Sina. Tony, I would totally cash in on the fact that Sina owes you a favor. Yeah. I would definitely put that. Yeah, all right. Did you record it? Because I would totally cash in on that. And bring friends. Okay. On your table, there should be a unit, age appropriate, level appropriate, developed by a real teacher. So we're setting the stage here. There's an email. It's a fake email, but it was fun. In Edmodo. That is, dear Mr. Bozer, I'm working on this great unit, and I just need your feedback on stages 1 and 2 before I do 3. And so here it is. And if you want to look at the emails, they're really cute because they wrote them. One is from Mr. Cotter, haha. And not that I ever watched Welcome Back, Cotter, but I've heard of it. And there's another one that Jamie wrote that is equally funny from Ferris Bueller's Principal. Or to Ferris Bueller's Principal from the teacher. So in any case, we're trying to set the stage here with some fun. Imagine that one of your teachers has emailed you and said, I've worked on this unit, I've got stage 1 and 2 done, I'm really excited about it, but before I go to stage 3, I want to check in with you. So we have given you a unit. Now, here's the true story on this, and Jamie and Holly can help me. The true story is these are real units written by real Douglas County teachers. However, it's my understanding that Holly and Jamie helped stage 1 a little bit so that you wouldn't have to spend as much time on that. So, full disclosure, stage 1 was not exactly like this when we received it, but it's a little improved from what we got. So, here's the deal. You have this unit, this teacher has emailed you, wants feedback on this unit, using the site rubric, of course, using the assessment information that we've just used to build assessments that you've posted on the wall, and we're going to give you feedback on that. Using those things, please give this teacher feedback on this unit, and you can talk about this as a group. And then, of course, we're going to want some of you that are just amazing actors and actresses to show us the conversation you're going to have with this teacher. So go ahead and do the feedback piece, evaluate the unit, talk about it. These are real units from real teachers. And if you want more practice with this, I don't know, I assume your own teachers are doing this, but if you want more practice with this, Jamie has tons of elementary ones. Holly has tons of secondary ones. We can send you all kinds of examples without names on them for you to see what you think and give feedback, or even just say to Holly, this is what I see, what do you see? And really kind of test yourself. So you don't have to wait to come here to actually practice this a little bit, but we definitely want to all have a similar, consistent conversation about these two units. There's a secondary one, it's on, Holly, what's the secondary one on? Creating an island, I knew that, I couldn't remember. The creating the island is secondary, and the elementary one is on the solar system. Okay, so elementary folks, you should have the solar system. Secondary folks, you should have creating your own island. Okay? Oh, sure. Tiffany's going to show you an Edmodo.
Okay, guys, so we did create 2 small groups in order to make the document dissemination through Edmodo a little bit easier. So if you notice in your in Edmodo where your PK12 admin group is, you probably have a subgroup underneath that now. And if you don't have that subgroup, see my friends from CPD in the back table. They can sort you into a small group. The elementary folks, you should just be able to click on where it says elementary administrators, and you will see all the information that you need for that elementary plan, and the same thing for the secondary folks too. We'll put that information there for you. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Right here. So you guys should see that information there. So if I click on elementary admin, it's going to show you the post that has all of the information that Dr. Fagan just spoke to.
Evaluate the unit against site, against the quality of the assessments used, and plan to share that feedback with the teacher. And I might be able to talk Jamie and Holly into being the teachers.
Table.